rare that I drink a Mountain Dew out of a can. So
that's very good. Listen. I too like to live the extreme life.
Look at it. This is probably the first time I drink a Mountain Dew out of a can, probably since 2015. I don't drink it that often.
Really?
At all.
Out of the can?
Yeah.
You've drank a Mountain Dew though.
Yeah,
just
Bahu
not out
Blast.
of the can.
Yeah, Bahu Blast or a mixed drinks or maybe like even 2-liter, but it's extremely rare that this is
like
ever
a whole
purchased.
2-liter. Just
very
like
rare. This is more, and I love the design. That's the one thing I will say.
The modern Mountain Dew cans make me think that they're all Diet Mountain Dew because I'm stuck, I guess, like 10 years ago. I don't know.
I like it. It's modern without being representative of this era. You know what I mean? It's not like we talked before. The 2009 Sprite.
Let's just dissect
that was like
cans, please.
Super edgy looking. It was like we're Sprite. You know, this doesn't feel as douchebaggy.
Which is funny because it's literally considered the douchebag of drinks.
What I like most about this, and you can probably agree to this. When it comes to design, I don't know any other Star Wars podcast that could ever do this. Like just be able to talk about this. And you know what else I got on my bachelor trip? By the way, I haven't showed you this yet.
What did you? Yeah, Scotty's back from the bachelor trip. Let's catch up a little bit here. Whoa,
sick.
That is sick.
No, wait, it is an officially licensed Sonic the Hedgehog freaking shot glass. And
this ain't your daddy's knockoff. Okay,
no, and I'm about to do a shot from it. Look at this, officially licensed.
A shot of Mountain Dew.
And it's like a Sonic Adventure Sonic. It's badass. Anyway, hi everyone watching. We're talking about Tipping Point. Which, you know what's funny? As great as some of the episodes have been, I wouldn't say this was a weak one by any means, but this one really sets up for what we're going to get next week with the 2 episodes.
Scott, this one is just quite a little bit too much filler for my tastes, if you ask me. Yeah, a little bit of filler.
Y'all can see
we got Oh, look at that. Ooh.
All right, here we go.
That's nice.
A toast to Bad Batch.
To the Bad Batch. I was gonna say. So speaking of Mountain Dew, my parents were just visiting while you were on your bachelor's trip, and my father, who is the genesis of the Bahu Blast, took They found my merch and were like, "Can we have some of these buttons?" And I gave my dad a Bahu Blast button.
Shut up. He's got full circle.
So Kevin, full circle. Kevin the Cannon Junkie is my father's name. He has the Bahu Blast pin. Yeah. So, but listen, this is pretty great. I
will make a public announcement here that Jerry's not ready.
Please do.
Jerry is not aware of. Next week I'm not doing Bombad Gaming only because there's a lot going on at my wedding and my life at that point. So I was thinking next week we can do like an hour-long episode of Bad Batch, and it's kind of the conclusion to what we've been getting. So the sizzle for everyone out there. But yeah, I Tipping Point, fantastic episode. I do agree with Woodsy this one. The pacing was rather, I wouldn't say it didn't break what happened last week. It kind of I felt like it was a companion episode. I would have liked to have gotten what happened in Pabu and what happened in this one, kind of like a double,
it is like it's interesting that they didn't do that. I guess obviously you want to stretch it out. Like I'm not saying I want double episodes every week, but
Outpost.
But I know what you mean.
Outpost, Pabu, and this one could have been like a 3, and then it was a 3-episode arc. I know that's what they were going for, but like start off with Crosshair, then you kind of skip Bad Batch, then you go to Bad Batch on Pabu, where you got this kind of cool duality of they're like on this almost heavenly transcendent area where they're like super comfortable, and we finally get Crosshair put into an environment that's very uncomfortable. And this episode was the combination of both. You know, him being tortured, like medically tortured, which was very unsettling. That was as unsettling as the Andor screaming child or the mind flayer from last week's episode of Mando.
Careful with those Mando spoilers, though.
Oh, and they even did the whole. Who was the Holocaust doctor? What was his name? They even like had a whole. Gerbils?
Royce Hemlock, you talking?
Royce
The
Hemlock. But
the
isn't it
Holocaust doctor.
but no. What was no, but what was the real Holocaust doctor's name? Dr. Goebbels? Wasn't that the dude who
Oh,
experimented on the Jews?
oh, you're talking about
Like real life, not Goebbels.
oh yeah. Hold on.
Jared. I know Jared knows this shit, weirdo.
It's not Himmler, is it?
I think it's
Himmler.
Hey Google. Who is the evil Nazi doctor?
Oh, I know this.
Hold on.
My apologies. I don't
Mengele.
understand.
Mengele. There we go.
Woodsy in the chat. I couldn't remember. Like I was like Himmler. Hey there. Ho there. Nazis are bad.
What's going on, Brennan?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree. That whole character felt like Mengele, like through and through, all the way through and through. It was very unsettling. I was super impressed with like the Crosshair is fully turned. He's so turned, he literally calls for the batch on the what do they call it, broadcast 88 or like mission 88.
Yeah,
Plan 88.
Plan 88. It's Plan 88. Yeah.
That got me pumped, man.
Oh yeah.
God, that got me pumped.
There's a lot of really just I mean, I'll be honest, this episode I didn't think this felt like it definitely feels transitional.
Yeah.
It feels transitional, but there's so much in this to love. I feel like.
Yeah.
There's for one thing, we've got so immediately starting out with the clones and that was Hauser. Was I right?
Yes.
Am I correct in believing that's Hauser? Okay. The like Hauser, like everyone's daddy. You know, everyone's animated daddy. Great hair. I could tell only by the hair. The hair alone, I was like, I think that's Hauser.
100% Hauser.
Nice, very coaffed.
I also like
but like the whole oh sorry, I was just gonna say like the whole rescue mission there at the beginning.
That's what I was gonna say too. That shit worked so well for me. The part where it could break off from that
little piece. Like the landing craft type of thing.
I want more of that in my Star Wars. That was badass.
It was really cool. It reminded me. It was very Rebels meets Andor-esque. Like it felt a little like what's his name ship in there a little bit. You know, like that Batmobile style. It felt a little bit like that, but yeah, kind of like that little like almost action figure-y, like the toy like has the little piece that comes off that you don't see in the movie. That's what that felt like a little bit.
What a solid surprise. Like I like when Star Wars can do unique ship designs, and they called that the Havoc 4, which I thought was really interesting.
Yeah.
So they have the Havoc 5 and the Havoc 4 now. I was like, oh, okay.
Interesting. Very interesting. I like that we're set up in the Martez sisters shop as well. That little
That's cool. Yes,
that was pretty cool.
I agree.
We've got Senator Chuchi down there kind of helping them. I think Chuchi's leaving the Empire either by the end of this season or by the next one for sure. She's like big time. Like, I'm out of there. I just hope that she's fine. Where's Chuchi? Is she safe? Is she all right?
Is she all right?
Where is Chuchi?
So Jared brings up a really good point.
Yes.
Oh, can't even see Jerry. You can barely see Jerry. Look at put your eye. Let me read this real quick. It's like you can't read it unless you're looking around it. The mouth. The back half of the season is
Jared says
the table. This episode is finally putting the flatware down. It's time to eat next week. And for those that don't know, we have got some friends that got screeners, and this is the final screener they got. So my thing is for the
finally got it, right?
No.
They haven't.
Well, I know a few. Well, we'll talk about that later. I can tell you this much. The finales have not been screened yet. So the finales are we're in for some big surprises next week. And I'm very eager to see how they balance it with Mandalorian next week. I really wish it would be separate days because like if you got a season finale, that's kind of a lot, if I'm gonna be real with you. But yeah, and I agree. The fact that the clones were using non-lethal force even on the stormtroopers, except for Crosshair. Crosshair shot every one of them with a red bolt.
So they were. I was like when they started doing that, and I'm like, so I ended up watching this with my parents getting ready to like this morning, like to walk. And leave. So it was a little interesting, but I'm sitting there going like I had to watch my Like I didn't, I'm like, I don't want to curse in front of my mom, kind of a
Yeah,
thing.
of course.
But I'm like, these bastards don't deserve you to do like
No.
those bastards don't deserve the treatment you're giving the clones, right? Like you can go ahead and just fire on them. But like you said, like I love that little part where Crosshair sneaks out, like tries to break out, man.
Yes.
And he it's so quick. It's like all of a sudden he has that dude's blaster and like boom, boom, boom. It was so effing good.
So
Do you
well
think?
done.
Let me ask you, because that doctor, the woman, pardon me, I'm blanking on the name.
Me too.
She undid his wrist restraint right before that, right?
But
and
I don't
the
know if it was on
head.
purpose. I don't know if it was on purpose.
I don't know if I don't think it was, but at the same time, we're getting a lot of shots, close-ups of her face during the torture. I'm wondering if this is she gonna have I don't know if she's gonna have a crisis of conscience, but I feel like I don't know. I was like, you think there's something there?
Well, she was
at
at the
all?
end of season 1. I remember that. She was one of the main characters into season 1. And all she kept reiterating, and so did the other doctor, was that they need Omega. 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 And
Well-
like, what I was going to say is, I'm honestly eager to see that wrap up too, because that was kind of a weird, like let you out moment, and you don't want to shoot me, and he doesn't shoot her.
Yeah, no, he stuns her.
He stuns her.
It feels like, well, maybe that's what Hemlock wanted.
Maybe
kind of a thing.
Maybe
Maybe we're gonna find out.
That's
to
true.
get maybe because he wouldn't
call
cooperate.
the batch over.
Call him
man.
in. That's probably what it is. Yeah,
brilliant. That is smart. And you know what? I did like the line where she quoted Cobb Vanth. Think it through.
Think it through.
I think her exact phrase is, "You should think this through." I think that was the exact phrase.
Something like that. But I thought Cobb Vanth too. Anytime I hear "think it through," I only hear it in Timothy Olyphant's voice.
It's the best.
Think it through.
Think it through. That's such a good line. Think it through. But yeah, I was there's a couple of things in this episode that really thrilled me. No Rex. That very much excited me, because I was like, maybe we'll get Rex next episode, and it'll be,
I think we'll get him next week.
Maybe Rex, Wolf, Cody. Like next week could be, what was the title of next week? Let's see. Let's look at it.
It's The Summit and Plan 99.
So they're definitely going to Tantus.
And you remember Tarkin said, "I will see you at the summit."
Oh my God! Wait, did you notice he had what's it called? Little spots on his head, like
liver spots.
Like he's starting to get them, which I know is so stupid and subtle. But
we're nerds.
No, I freaked out because I'm like, I've been looking for that. Literally with Rebels, he has a very clear face, and Clone Wars, obviously he's younger, but this is the first time we kind of see the spots.
They're starting to be a little more detailed with the animation and everything for sure. But I was gonna say
sorry.
Oh no, you're good. Another interesting thing, apparently, here's a question: how many Imperial officers, or just how many Imperials, have suicide teeth?
Oh my God. That was awesome. Yes,
because that was really great. Because I was like, in fact, I actually yelled again with my mother in the room. I was like, "Oh, he's got suicide teeth!" Kind of a thing. But that great punk band name. But,
that is a thing with like spies and stuff, because they have to have nitroglycerin in their teeth, so they don't have to give them any information. And
like I understood it with the guy in Mando, which Mando was the first time we saw that, and then we've got what's it the clone like Winter Soldier, kind of thing.
Much. Yeah.
But it seems like is this like standard on, or is it just if you're like working for like the really top secret?
I was gonna say it probably the more high ranking or the really top secret, because part of this to me felt like they didn't want anything getting the data, anything from that ship getting off, so they made it a very big point to be like they deleted 95 or 90% of the information, except for they didn't know where Mount Tantus was. They didn't know. They knew that Crosshair was on it, and that they was going to see the doctor, and that's all they knew. They didn't know where it was going. They just knew that that was the goal of it. And like, we know on Mount Tantus, they got all kinds of secret shit, man. Like, really,
the Area 51 of the Empire, almost, it feels like.
Real quick. Andrew said it's tomorrow. We're recapping with Scotty Holiday and Andy. They are going to go off. I can't wait. They're going to be amazing.
It's going to be an insane time. We're all like we're in a group chat right now, kind of talking about like getting hyped for tomorrow, and tomorrow's going to be a good discussion. Like we can already tell. It's going to be very, very good. So yeah. And I love the Andy's posts, like come for the theys, stay for the thems. So like come hang out with us tomorrow and stay for them. Also that guy was shaking a ton too. Did you notice how much like guy was shaking, which I've never really seen. Like that's another, the animation just gets wilder and wilder, you know, like it's just like, oh yeah, that's finishes strong, doesn't it? Like nice full
Andy
body.
just popped in the chat. Look at Andy.
Andy, hey!
Yeah, tomorrow's gonna be fantastic. Tomorrow's gonna be.
We were just talking about you, Andy.
My sweet Andy. Here we go. Watch you.
Oh, it's gonna be so good. Oh, hold on. Scotty's gonna down it. Shots. There we go.
I feel like Sonic.
Do that tomorrow.
I feel like Sonic is like obviously sexy, but like anthropomorphic sexy, or like I don't know. This Mountain Dew's got me feeling some kind of way.
You're drunk on Mountain Dew, lusting after Sonic the effing Hedgehog. That's great.
You ever think about what Connor Chichiti would do if he had Monster Energy drinks and then went and took ran a run? He'd run his clothes off. Oh wait, he did that already. I agree. I got some thoughts. We got some thoughts. Andy,
lots of thoughts.
Yeah. Great Bad Batch. Go enjoy it, Andrew. All that being said, like, I guess all in all, this episode was one of the ones that like probably won't revisit. You know, it did feel
well.
If I think for me, no, I'm not a furry, but it did feel for me like some things. God, how do I say this? It showed me how this show's gonna wrap up, right? The stakes that are in the air.
The pieces are now set up
very well.
We have our really chessboard is ready to go.
Yes.
Next week is going to be like, I was thinking about that just watching it before coming in here, is next week is going to be effing insane. And I'm a little, man. I mean, we still have 2 episodes for Omega to be captured.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that it's not a holdover week where like we have to wait. I was a little relieved in that.
Do you really think she's going to get you keep saying that like it's going to happen. Are you convinced she's going to get captured?
I think she might get captured for a little bit and they'll get her back before
like
the
Grogu?
End of the season.
Like Grogu?
Or are they
going to do a season cliffhanger? You think they're going to end up doing that? Now that would
if they do that,
would be brutal.
It will destroy me. It will destroy me.
That would be so damn
but
brutal.
Speaking of Omega, though, we haven't even talked about how I think this is one of the best Omega moments. Her and Tech.
Oh my God, flying lessons. Oh,
I laughed out loud both times watching. I think it's like the Tech turn where she takes him by surprise.
Yeah.
Like, no, it's when Echo shows up, right? And he's like, I'll race you to the landing pad. Right? And she goes,
so good.
You're on. And Tech's like, wait. She just like takes off.
Omega. I love the way he says it.
Omega.
Omega. Yeah, I
did the time.
I do love how this show feels in those moments, and I do like the show overall, but those moments are the best. Scotty is anti-Scotty because he's confirmed. I just want to have sex with Sonic. That's all I said. I don't want to have sex with someone. Sonic. Listen, let me make this clear. I want to
not
have
someone
sex
dressed
with
as Sonic.
Not some weirdo dressed as Sonic. I want
to have sex with the original model for the Sonic movie before they changed it to be more game accurate.
What do they call it? What do they call it?
The Ugly Sonic.
Sonic on the Chip and Dale movie.
Yeah, I gotta watch Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers again, man. That was a great movie.
Phenomenal movie.
But no, yeah, we've got I can't even, god damn it. I lost my train of thought because of Sexy Sonic. But no, we've I just can't believe that we're already towards the end of this. We're already halfway through this season.
It is kind of a bummer. It is kind of a bummer.
It's kind of winding down. It's not we still got a lot. We still got to like next week's gonna be pretty rad. Right.
We just gotta start making content again. That's the hard part.
We really do. That's the hard thing. Yeah. If we do it, they will come. Right. That's the whole thing.
But like, it's nice not having to make content. Just talk about content. But now we gotta make content again.
Yeah, we're gonna have to come up with ideas. So Maybe we'll talk about soda cans or something. You know,
Come up with ideas.
we'll talk about soda cans.
We've got to do our due
Designs through
diligence
the
for
years.
this space.
Due
God,
diligence. Never has anyone ever described making YouTube content as due diligence until tonight. Let it be known that it was tonight that came forth.
A
Our due
okay, I'll
diligence.
read the definitions. It says noun.
Only
law,
doing our civic
law.
duty.
Reasonable steps taken by a person in order to satisfy a legal requirement, especially in buying or selling something. A comprehensive appraisal of a business undertaken by a prospective buyer, especially to establish its assets and liabilities and evaluate its commercial potential. Due diligence.
Now give us a little bit of ethical business practices. What do you got on that? No.
We don't really believe in physical currency at the Bombadcast.
We don't believe. No,
Just
we only believe in calamari flan. So
yeah, we're not like Connor Chichity, who only believes in physical currencies. I do not believe.
We believe in internet monies.
Yes, we believe in,
but not crypto.
Not crypto.
No, we're not that. No.
No.
But give me all the internet money you got. I mean, come on. Anyway, we got a Patreon. You know, if you wanna check that out, there ain't shit on it. But anyway,
we're working on that, buddy.
Speaking of due diligence.
Due diligence.
Anyway, hey Scotty, I have a spoiler for tomorrow's Mando review. In this week's episode, Grogu does a flip over a dude.
That shit was badass, by the way.
It was pretty badass.
That was a cool moment.
I looked at my mom and I said, that is going to be a toy in like a month. Before you know, it might even be coming out at the end of the week.
Just jumping over people.
Darts. Well, I mean, just the darts kind of a thing.
Oh, the darts. Oh, the wrist darts were so cool.
Oh, yeah. That's going to be something soon. Like, there's going to be something, the Grogu wrist darts. Mandalorian wrist darts, and it shoots silly string out of it.
Oh, my God. That's funny. Well,
this show's gone downhill, guys.
No,
where we are now.
It hasn't. We're good.
No, it's
I genuinely think. Okay, we're gonna call it a night. No, I genuinely think that this show could have a as heavy as a season finale, like compared to like maybe Clone Wars season 7. Not like as
you're not wrong,
but I think this show like it could do cliffhangers because we know there's a third season only because there's a Bad Batch panel at Celebration. So they'll probably announce they may even show a trailer. I think the first season of Bad Batch was honestly maybe a 1-season deal, and they realized this is pretty damn good, and they're doing 2 seasons because most of these shows don't get panels unless they're announcing something else. Like Kenobi's getting a panel, so we never know. We might get a Kenobi, old
season 2
or something. Yeah, whatever or something.
Part 2.
But
Kenobi Part 2.
Where do you think we're going? Where do you think we're going? I'm very curious to your thoughts on that.
So do you mean next week, or do you mean just in the future?
No, I think
of the show period.
I mean through and through next week. Like what do you think we're waking up to that morning? Obviously not Mando or anything like that.
Right.
But like what do you think we're waking up to with this?
With Bad Batch. I honestly, I don't know. I think everyone's waiting for like a big Snoke reveal or something like that, or like something big. I don't think we're going that way.
I don't know if
I
agree with you.
I don't think we're going necessarily that way. I think we're gonna probably end up finding out a little more. I mean, they might like hint at it, but I think we're going more what the true plans he has for the clones.
Okay.
I think that's the big reveal.
Okay, I see what you're saying. I think
because they made a big deal of no, you can't just decommission some of these. You send them to me, and I'll deal with them in other ways.
Do you think they are because we know vaguely from Rogue One stuff that the clones were? I'm sorry, not the clones, but that the Death Troopers, to my knowledge, weren't they? Like zombies or something weird? Like wasn't that the canon?
There was like that was like I think an urban legend about them, like in universe or something. It's just kind of I have my my dictionaries over there, but I'd have to run around the desk to get them. But
Okay.
there is something. There was like, I think there was propaganda or like rumors that kind of were floating around like society that like, oh, the Death Troopers are kind of, there's something to them. Like they got that cloning dark science secrets only the Sith knew kind of vibes to them.
What in the hell you talking about?
What you talking about?
That movie ruined my childhood.
Somehow Death Troopers returned. But I mean, it could be that would be interesting.
Sure.
I don't know. It could be. So I don't think, I'm not going into this expecting some huge reveals. I'm going into this expecting huge moments for the characters. I'm going into this. I think by the end of this, we'll either be reunited, all the batch, or we may lose someone by the end of the season.
God, that would suck. And if anyone is setting up for Crosshair,
I think Crosshair either joining back up or he's kaput.
Okay, this is a great question. Here, you like this one. Who would devastate you the most out of losing a Bad Batch character? Who would like just wreck you? I know Omega would, but they wouldn't.
Well, yeah, we'll have to take Omega off the table because I don't think they're doing that.
No way. I would be shocked if they did something that hardcore. But I mean, it seems like they're setting up for something, because like if people we know didn't get screeners for the finale,
there's something that's true. That's true. Something big is coming. I don't know. Maybe I'm tempering my expectations, but if we're
I agree.
The one
Hunter dying would mess me up because Hunter's had a lot of time this season.
Yeah.
Man.
I don't feel like Hunter's gone, but
I want Hunter to die saving Crosshair, and then Crosshair becomes the main new dad.
Oh man, brutal. Auntie, rip my heart out. Why don't you?
What's wrong with you?
Good Lord. Honestly, I don't know. Echo would be pretty that would be a pretty big gut punch. Echo, besides Rex, is the clone that we've had the longest.
Yes, exactly.
If you look back. Which is wild. I was thinking about that today, the history that these characters have. Yep. Like where we've got, look at this now. So where we find them in Rebels, this is honestly, it's probably going to be so effing devastating because look at the network. Would they show that it's more than just Rex and Echo? And I'm like, oh, baby, no. And where there are only 3 of them hanging out, and we don't have Wolf yet. We have Gregor and Rex.
Yep.
And everyone else is unaccounted for in Rebels. Where the hell are they? Why didn't they help the Rebels? Yep. Maybe they did. Maybe they're helping other Rebel cells. True. But Cody could eat it. You're absolutely right, Eli. Yeah. Cody could bite it. But I haven't seen we haven't seen hide or hair of Cody. I mean, maybe you think Cody shows up in these last 2 episodes?
I mean, it would have to make sense, you know?
Yeah. What if we have all of those clones from this entire season, the last 2 seasons,
to me,
banding together and going
Cody makes the most sense because you saw him leave at the beginning of the season, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know who they'll call upon.
Woodsy! That is too perfect. That is, God. You should work for their marketing department.
Wow.
Because Domino Squad, everything like that. Yeah, Echo being he's the last remaining member of Domino Squad.
Another thing too. Remember at the very end of season 1's finale, where Crosshair obviously kind of, gives them a break. He kind of ends up saving them at the end, right? I wonder if it'll be in that regard too. Well, Crosshair might be playing a bad guy, but he's actually a good guy, like for them, I don't know. And they're like, the best part too is they're like, we don't know if we want to go because it might be a trap, and he's like, his signal was Plan 88. And like, I don't think
that means something.
We'll find out what that means. Yeah, we'll find out what that means.
It means he said 2 things. I can't remember. I know it's Plan 88 and I forgot the other one, but
look it up.
Yeah, he said 2 things that they knew exactly what he was talking about.
Yeah,
that made him. I think he picked the 2 things he knew he could get. At least he picked the first couple things he said. A couple of things that he knew would get to them, and they would know, hey, I'm done. I'm out. this is bad, something bad. He tried to warn them about Omega. He like how they're coming for Omega.
Yeah.
Man. It's I don't know, man.
We got a lot to look forward to.
There's a lot of what do you think? Have you said your what's your prediction for next week?
In my prediction, the only thing I think will happen is Cody's going to show up. I do think a batch will die. Echo would be a brutal one because Echo's had the most growth. Tech has had a lot of growth this season.
God, Tech has a girlfriend now too.
Yeah, there's been some interesting moments, like especially with Tech. Tech is really necessary. Wrecker's really necessary. Just in terms of dynamics. I don't know. I'm eager to see where it goes. I just know I'm happy that we're getting it, and it's next week, and it's going to be a lot. And I'm nervous at the same exact time because, I slept in by accident. I didn't tell you this. I slept in till like 6 o'clock, and the problem with that is I wake up at 4:30 to watch Mando and Bad Batch. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm about to wake up at like 3 next week.
It's going to be a lot next week. God, I'm trying to remember because when the last double episodes we had, we didn't have Mando. Right?
Wait, so the last double episode 2. They actually had a huge cliffhanger at the very end of that
they had a huge just like moment. It was the Palpatine.
Yes. Yep.
Basically decommissioning the clones for good.
Yes, and I also agree, Boop. This is amazing. The McSpoil brothers from Always Sunny invaded Star Wars. It's perfect. I need to wrap up because I got Bombad. I've got this Bombad unboxing.
This guy's got some stuff.
In about 7 minutes. So we're not doing any gaming tonight. We're going to unbox something for a little bit because I got some chores to do. We got some wedding things to plan. But all I'm saying is next week's the finale. I'm very thankful everyone joined us for this vertical live stream today and the most recent ones. It's been a lot of fun doing these. We'll reconsider what we might do for next coverage of certain shows. But I'm happy, man. I'm looking forward to it. Not much we can plug. If you do join us in our stream in the next 5 minutes, you will see a really cool promo that Eli threw together for Jerry and I's rematch in a few weeks. But thank you everyone for coming. If you haven't yet and you want to follow us on social media, obviously you can follow us right here. All these sites. I've been uploading TikToks every day a new show comes out, and it's been a lot of fun to do that. But Jerry, any last words before we head out?
No, just don't kill Hemlock at all costs. That's all I gotta say. Just get him out of here. Also, don't spoil things.
Don't spoil things, and make sure you are as sexy as. T-shirt